Yo, what's going on everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day. Welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Okay, so Niantic announced the details for Adventure Week, which is typically one of the most hyped up events every single year. The reason for that is because typically with Adventure Week, we get ourselves a brand new shiny or a brand new Pokemon that is always going to be very iconic. And unfortunately this year, it is a huge downgrade from the previous year, and that is very concerning because last year's Adventure Week was extremely disappointing in its own right. So the fact that Niantic is downgrading from the previous year, yeah, that is a major concern. So real quick, let's go over the details for this year's Adventure Week, and then after I do that, I'll be sharing my thoughts regarding how Niantic is handling it. This year's Adventure Week is going to start on Friday, August 2nd at 10 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until Monday, August 12th at 11:59 p.m. local time. The event bonuses during this event is going to feature a double experience for spinning Pokestops, 5 times experience for spinning a Pokestop for the first time, double the amount of experience for hatching Pokemon, and an increased chance to get shinies for Cranidos, Shieldon, Tortuga, Archon, Tyrant, and Amara. Now, the following are going to be the wild encounters during this event. You're going to see Diglett, Omanite, Kabuto, Dunsparce, Roggenrola, Drillbur, Bunnelby, and Aerodactyl. And the following Pokemon are going to be hatching from 7-kilometer eggs: Cranidos, Shieldon, Tortuga, Archon, Tyrant, and Amara. Don't forget that during this event, now like I mentioned earlier, all of these Pokemon are going to have a boosted shiny rate. So if you want any of these shinies, then make sure you're hatching 7-kilometer eggs as often as you can during this event. Now the following Pokemon are going to be in field research task rewards: Dunsparce, Lileep, Anorith, Cranidos, Shieldon, Roggenrola, Drillbur, Tortuga, Archon, Bunnelby, Tyrant, and Amara. And like I mentioned earlier, all of these Pokemon will have their shiny forms available, and some of them will have a boosted shiny rate, so this could be a great free-to-play option for getting any of these shinies. Now during this event, there's going to be a paid timed research, which is going to give you 2 incubators and 1 super incubator, as well as encounters with event-themed Pokemon. And that's essentially it. For $2 USD, you're essentially getting 2 incubators and 1 super incubator, and yeah, nothing else on top of that. It's kind of disappointing. Now, there's also going to be collection challenges during this event, which is going to award you with Stardust, encounters, as well as Mega Energy for Aerodactyl. So this could be a way for you to get Mega Energy. Make sure you're going out and collecting as many of these fossil Pokemon as you can. I just really hope they do not have a hatching aspect of it, so you essentially be forcing players to hatch eggs. But there's also going to be Pokestop showcases during this event, and they're all going to feature these event Pokemon. So if you end up getting XXL versions of any of these event Pokemon, make sure you hold on to them because you will want to win these Pokestop showcases for those awesome rewards. Okay, so what are my thoughts regarding Adventure Week this year? Yeah, it is a huge disappointment. There's just nothing to be excited about this year, and the fact that they did downgrade it from last year, that is a huge concern. So what are some of the ways that they downgraded? Well, first and foremost, it seems like all the fossil Pokemon that are actually important are now tied behind 7-kilometer eggs rather than spawning in the wild. That is a huge downgrade from last year. And then on top of that, there is a special research ticket, which seems to have all the good content. Yeah, this event feels very pay to win compared to previous years. I really do not like the fact that Niantic is going down this way. And then on top of that, I really do think the lack of a new shiny or a new Pokemon is definitely going to hurt the hype for this event. And this is 2 years in a row where Adventure Week did not feature a new shiny or a new Pokemon. That is not a good look for Niantic. So yeah, for all the players who are disappointed about this year's Adventure Week, I totally understand it because, yeah, this is usually one of the most hyped up events every single year. It's usually the big event that happens after every Pokemon Go Fest. And this time around, it just seems like Niantic half-hearted the implementation of Adventure Week. There's just nothing exciting here. It just doesn't feel like Niantic is trying at all. And that is not good by any means. It's basically how in-game events have felt for the last couple of years. It doesn't seem like Niantic is trying. It doesn't seem like Niantic cares, and that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Like, players are going to match their enthusiasm towards Pokemon Go. If Niantic is not being excited about Pokemon Go, if they're not developing the game with a lot of care and a lot of heart, then players are not necessarily going to care about the game. So these huge downgrades do affect how players see Pokemon Go. I think that's something Niantic needs to understand. There really is nothing about this year's Adventure Week that I'm excited about, and I think that sentiment is shared by pretty much every single player. I mean, unless you started Pokemon Go in the previous year since last year's Adventure Week, then yes, there's going to be a lot of Pokemon in this event that you probably do not have in your Pokedex, but for a majority of us who have been playing Pokemon Go for quite some time, there's nothing exciting with this Adventure Week, honestly. I mean, there is the possibility of getting yourself a high IV shiny of one of these fossil Pokemon through 7km eggs, but even then, it's basically a pay-to-win model. So yeah, I'm totally not happy about this. I do not like the fact that Niantic is going down this direction, and I really do hope something changes, because with in-game events, they're kind of like what keeps players engaged in Pokemon Go. And if there's nothing exciting about them, if there's nothing to look forward to with them, then players are just not going to care about the game, and their excitement about the game is going to fizzle out. There's just so many issues with Pokemon Go right now that I really felt like Niantic needed a boost of some kind, and they totally missed out on that, because Adventure Week was something that could have been really good for Pokemon Go. It could have definitely drawn a lot of positivity. But as of right now, that's not the case. A lot of players are very disappointed by this. A lot of players are looking at this as just another Niantic fail. And yeah, this is not good. This is really not good. I mean, on the cusp of PvP being just a fully buggy mess and that being exposed, and then on top of the terms of service that has drawn a lot of controversy, you would think that Niantic would really try this year when it comes to their in-game events. But it just doesn't seem to be that case, and I really do not know what's going on over there. Maybe it's because of the layoffs that they had last year, that they just do not have the resources to create some fun and engaging content. I really do not know what it could be. But the think tank over at Niantic is not doing their job. They're not coming up with ways to get players excited. And, you know, I really do think that if this keeps up, Pokemon Go is in huge trouble. So, yeah, it's quite unfortunate. This year's Adventure Week is a huge bust, and I was really looking forward to something really exciting, but unfortunately, we're not getting that. So, yeah, but in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this year's Adventure Week down below. Are you excited about it in some way, or are you also disappointed about it? Let me know those thoughts in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a shout out to all my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the content of the channel, the absolute best way you could do so is by joining my Patreon. And if you do that, you get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. That means for remote raids in the friendship system. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a different way, you can do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.